This is the all-new Geely Starray EM-i, and yes, it is another Chinese SUV in the UK market, but this one is actually from the owners of Polestar, Volvo, Lotus, and loads of great car brands like that. So expectations are high, but the price isn't, and that makes this very impressive. Let me show you around. Today's review is sponsored by John Clark Motor Group, who have Geely dealerships in Edinburgh, Stirling, and Dundee. So if you're interested, you can head over to one of them and get a closer look for yourself. I'm not entirely convinced about the front design of this car, but I really like the back. It's giving Porsche Cayenne vibes. Am I wrong? This one here is the middle of the road max trim, and it gets everything you want from these stylish LED daytime running lights, 19-inch alloy wheels, rear privacy glass, and parking sensors all round with a 360-degree view camera. And this powered tailgate revealing 528 litres of storage. Inside is equally spacious and premium feeling, dressed in leatherette. There are two ISOFIX points in the rear, plus one in the front passenger seat, contributing to the 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, and the driver gets a heated and ventilated seat with a heated steering wheel. Behind this sits a 10.2-inch digital cluster and a head-up display, alongside a 15.4-inch touchscreen with SatNav, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, all standard. The elegant clutter-free centre console also has a wireless charging pad, but you still get USB ports too. And everything is brightened up with this panoramic glass roof, and there are 256 colours available on the ambient lights to set the mood at night. All of that is pretty impressive, but really what matters is how it drives, so let's go. The Starray EM-i is a 1.5 litre super hybrid with 262 PS, up to 585 miles of combined range, and around 50 miles of pure electric driving. 0 to 62 miles per hour takes 8 seconds, and you have various drive modes to choose from. It might look like a German sports car on the outside, but it doesn't drive like one. That said, I'm still very impressed with the handling of this car considering the size of it. I've just been along some country roads there that were quite narrow, and the car never really felt too big. Initially, the steering was very light and I didn't enjoy that at all, but then I've found some settings that I could tinker around with and make it a bit more weighted. And since doing that, it's been much more direct and a lot better to drive. There is still some body roll when you lean into the bends at speed, but that's expected with a car of this size, and the suspension is quite good at managing that. You never really feel like you're out of control or going to roll over. And actually, this fancy touchscreen becomes a bit of an issue when you're driving because everything is controlled in there, even your sunroof. Obviously, like me, you should pull over in a safe place to operate the screen, but that's not always possible or practical. It's very distracting and frankly quite dangerous to navigate different menus and settings in here while on the move. There are voice commands which should let you control a lot of stuff just by speaking to it, but that's not always reliable with our accents. What's wrong with just keeping some simple buttons? For the most part, I have just left it in hybrid mode because it balances the power very well. If you're driving around town or at lower speeds, then it will use mostly, if not fully, electric power. And then when you need a little bit more from it, that petrol engine will kick in. Now, there's a twofold benefit to that. One, of course, is your fuel consumption. On hybrid mode, when it's using the petrol engine plus the electric power as a boost, you can get well over 500 miles of driving range. But also, when you are around town and it's using that electric mode, it's almost silent. The only thing is, when the engine kicks in, you do notice it, but it's not that it's overly loud, it's just that you've gone from almost silent to there being some noise there. And again, it's the same with the wind and road noise getting through the cabin. It could be better insulated, but also I don't have the radio on, so it might not be that noticeable in everyday driving. Of course, you can plug this in to charge the battery up, and that might take around 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the type of charger you use. But you don't have to. Again, this intelligent system in here means you can use the petrol engine like a generator to charge the battery up, and it never lets it run out completely. You'll always have a reserve there so that you can use that hybrid power all the time and get the best efficiency. So with all of that clever technology in here, how much does all of this cost? The Geely Starray EM-i starts from £29,990 for the Pro trim. This middle of the road version here, the Max, is £32,690, and it gets everything you could ever want. There is another trim level above that, which is the Ultra, and it's just under £35,000. All that really gets is the option of a white interior and a slightly bigger battery for more driving range. but it's not much that will make a difference to you every day. This version here, which is the max trim, is probably the one I would go for. Like I say, you get so much for your money here, and it's really excellent value. If you want to see one of these up close, then you can, of course, visit a John Clark dealership in Scotland. They have them in Edinburgh, Dundee, and Stirling, so you can go and get a test drive and see how they are yourself. Thank you for watching.